Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And in the past, I did Mount Rushmores for every MLB, NBA, NFL, and NHL team. Their four best players in franchise history. Did them during the sports off seasons. Well, MLB is currently in their off season, so I have started Mount Rushmore's by position. So yesterday I did catchers, the four best catchers in MLB history. Today is first baseman. So in this, I'm going to attempt to name the four best first basemen in MLB history. I realized I had to change the rules a little bit for first baseman. So for catchers, I only included guys who made at least 50% of their starts at the backstop. For first baseman, I'm going to do if first base was the position they played the most, I would include them, or they would be eligible. So a guy like Frank Thomas played more games at DH, not eligible. And while Stan Musial played first base more than any other position, he played way more games as an outfielder, so he is not eligible as well. So let's get into it. I'll name the players in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. Let's start with inactive player. This may be his last season coming up. That being Miguel Cabrera, joined the MLB in 2003 and has now played 20 seasons in 2,699 career games. Owns a 308 batting average, 908 OPS, 142 OPS plus, 507 homers, 1,847 RBIs, 1,530 runs, 3,088 hits, and 607 doubles. This past season, he became just the seventh player in MLB history to be a member of the 3,000 hit, 500 home run club. Won back-to-back American League MVPs in 2012 and 2013. The former of those seasons, 2012, won the AL Triple Crown with a 330 batting average, 44 homers, 139 RBIs. One of two seasons he led the AL in homers. Is a four-time AL batting champ. Also led the AL four times in on-base percentage and twice in OPS. He's also had MVP finishes of second, fourth, fifth three times, and ninth twice in his career. Cabrera has been named to 12 All-Star teams, is a seven-time Silver Slugger, and in his rookie season in 2003 with the Florida Marlins, won a World Series. Cabrera has 10 seasons of at least 30 homers in his career from 2004 to 2014. So 11 straight seasons he drove in at least 103 runs. He has 8 seasons in his career with over 100 runs scored. Twice led the AL in doubles. Miguel Cabrera, the first member of the first baseman Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go to a guy further in the past, that being Jimmy Fox, who began his career 10 games played in 1925. All in all, played 20 years in the big leagues, 2,317 games, had a 325 batting average, 1,038 OPS, 163 OPS plus, 534 homers, 1,922 RBIs, 1,751 runs scored, and 2,646 hits. Fox was a three-time AL MVP, winning the award in 1932, 1933, and 1938. Fox was also a member of two World Series winning teams, both with the Philadelphia Athletics, back-to-back seasons in 1929 and 1930. 4 times Fox led the AL in homers, including a career-best 58 in 1932. For 13 straight seasons from 1929 to 1941, he drove in double-digit run totals, and from 1929 to 1940, he had at least 100 runs in every season except one, 1931. He had from 1929 to 1940, had at least 30 homers in every one of those seasons. He is a 2-time batting champ, 5 times led the AL in OPS. Just an incredible hitter throughout his time in the big leagues. Also had MVP finishes of 2nd, 6th, and 10th in his career. Jimmy Fox, the second member of the first baseman Mount Rushmore. Next, one of the best players of all time, that being Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig played 17 years in the big leagues, 2,164 games, finishing his career with a 340 batting average, 1,080 OPS, 179 OPS plus, 493 homers, 1,995 RBIs, 1,888 runs scored. Was a 7-time World Series winner while with the Yankees. He won the American League Triple Crown in 1934. Gehrig was twice named the AL MVP. Those coming in 1927 and 1936. He also finished runner-up twice, fourth twice, and fifth twice in his career. Batted .361 with a 1,214 OPS in his World Series career. Absolutely incredible. Gehrig 3 times led the league in homers, led the league in RBIs 5 times, led the league in runs scored 4 times from 1926 to 1938. In all of those seasons, he had at least 115 runs scored, and in all of those seasons had at least 109 RBIs. He had 4 seasons of over 40 homers and had an additional 5 seasons of over 30 homers. Led the league in, batted over 300 every season from 1926 to 1937. Lou Gehrig, historic figure in baseball, the third member of the first baseman Mount Rushmore. And let's end with a player who finally retired after this past season. Prince Albert Pujols, all in all, played 22 seasons in the big leagues, 3,080 games, finishing his career with a 296 batting average, 918 OPS, and a 145 OPS plus. Pujols was an 11-time All-Star, 6-time Silver Slugger, 2-time Gold Glove winner, won 2 World Series while with the Cardinals, was named the National League MVP 3 times in 2005, 2008, and 2009. Was Rookie of the Year in 2001. Also had MVP finishes of second 4 times, third once, fourth once, fifth once, and ninth once, so was among the game's elite hitters throughout much of his, at least early career from 2001 to 2011 with the Cardinals. If we take a look at his first tenure with the Cardinals, that 2001 to 2011, in that time batted .328, 1,037 OPS, 445 homers, 1,329 RBIs, and 1,291 runs scored. Over 2,000 RBIs in his career, 2,218. Won the NL batting crown in 2003. 5 times led the NL in runs scored, twice homers, once in RBIs in each of his first 10 seasons in the big leagues. Had at least 103 RBIs and 99 runs scored. He also had 4 other seasons with the Angels, in which he drove in 100 runs. One of the game's all-time great hitters, Albert Pujols, had to be included on this first baseman Mount Rushmore. So there you have it. The first baseman Mount Rushmore in alphabetical order: Miguel Cabrera, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, and Albert Pujols. As always, a bunch of honorable mentions. Those include Jim Thome, Jeff Bagwell, Mark McGwire, the Crime Dog, Fred McGriff, Frank Chance, Dan Brothers, Rod Carew, Rafael Palmeiro, Paul Goldschmidt, Willie McCovey, Harmon Killebrew, Eddie Murray, Johnny Mize, Roger Connor, Cap Anson, and Hank Greenberg. The toughest omission was Hank Greenberg. I kind of went back and forth between him and Cabrera. Gave the edge to Cabrera because he did have the much lengthier career, but Hank Greenberg was one of the game's elite hitters for much of his tenure. So there you have it, the first baseman Mount Rushmore. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. Tomorrow, we will move on to second baseman. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.